Hey everybody, it's been a minute. I've been recovering from the COVID, but I'm back in action and I wanted to address something. I've got, on my last video where I was sharing some products that I recommend getting because they were on sale, there was a lively conversation in the comment section from somebody who knows what they're talking about, and I don't want to detract from what they're saying. They've obviously been in this industry for a minute, and that's great. And for the record, I invite conversation. I want conversation. I want people talking about collecting, investing. I want people challenging as well. I want people challenging everything mentioned, everything discussed in the videos, because one this is not my first rodeo in investing or business building. And one thing I've learned in all of business, especially in social media, is beware of the guru. Okay, there is no guru. So if it comes across that I'm presenting myself as a guru, I am not. What I am is somebody who's done this for quite some time. I've made quite a bit of money doing it. And a lot of people ask me, how do you make money investing in Legos? And I just got sick and tired of wasting my time with hours and hours and hours of these fruitless coffee dates with these people who would then not do anything. Like they would take my time and waste it, and then they wouldn't actually do anything with it. So I thought, you know what? I'm just going to put this online and let it be there, and then I don't have to deal with it. And if somebody wants to really take it seriously and get involved, they can get this information. They can do what they want. So there is no guru. I'm not a guru. Whoever presents themselves as a guru is not a guru. And I would question anything that anybody saying that they're a guru would have to say. That's not to say don't pay for somebody's advice. I would be a hypocrite if I were to recommend that. But just there's no person flawless other than Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior. So there's that. Okay, now that I've isolated everybody who's not a Christian. I wanted to talk about this. Apparently, there is a rumor going around that investing in Lego architecture is just bad. It's not a good investment. And I guess that's a blanket statement across Lego aficionados. And I'm here to dispel that. I made a recommendation, I believe, on two. I'm not looking at the video, but if you go back to the video, you'll see at least one. But I think there were two, but at least one set that was on sale, and I recommended it. And I'll be honest, I forget which one it was. And it doesn't matter, because what I'm going to talk about today is mindset of how I approach items that I prioritize in investing, and why I recommended that particular set, and why sets like these are sitting behind me and are also stacked in my holding cell before I flip them. So first of all, let me just challenge this thought about a Lego being a bad investment. Yes, there are sets that I would just never recommend. And even then I could be wrong. But in my experience, I would never recommend investing in friends' Lego sets, like ever. There might be some friends' Lego sets that are profitable, and somebody watching this might be like, "What are you talking about, dude? I make money all the time flipping friends' sets." Okay, that's great, good for you. But my experience has never been friends' sets, and the reason why, for me, looking at why I believe that my experience in observing sets that are friend sets not going up or increasing in value appreciating in value the way that regular Lego sets are, is because, again, my connection as a collector, as somebody who also plays with Legos, enjoys them, builds them with my son. Friends is very, the bricks are what they are. A Lego brick is a Lego brick, but the miniatures just ruin it. They created this what do you call it when you the miniature only works with its own line, whereas all the other Lego sets in literally every other line is cross-compatible. And then you could play with a Lego, like a Ninjago minifigure, next to a Tony Stark or a Marvel minifigure, next to a DC minifigure, next to when they used to have Ninja Turtles or whatever, you could put all these like cross-compatible and they'd be next to each other, they'd be the same size, and it was completely the same. So the idea of like extrapolating that to like the Lego movie, where like all the universes are connected. Friends isn't connected. It's not connected to anything. So you really have to like be into friend sets to be searching for a discontinued friend set. I don't know of a collector base that's collecting Friends minifigures. I could be wrong. Again, I could be wrong. And it seems like Lego is taking the line very seriously. They keep expanding on it, exploring where they can go, the possibilities. I personally, dearlego.com, on behalf of everybody like me, you're wasting your time. But I would never recommend. Sorry, I'm shaking this table. I would never recommend investing in friend sets, like ever. I would recommend don't. Okay, if somebody came to me and was like, "Hey, I'm looking at this friend set. It looks really cool," I'd be like, "Great. If you want to put it together, fantastic." But I would not recommend it. So, why would I recommend architecture when apparently there's a huge rumor that it is just bad. It's just terrible investments. Oh, whatever. The reason why is for the same reason that I would recommend all of the sets that I recommend people invest in. And again, I'm not an investor. Like I'm not certified by the FCC or whatever. Like if somebody were to ask me, what do you think would go up in value? What do you think would be a solid investment? I'd be like, yeah, this. Okay, I'm not an advisor. Okay, I'm not certified. I'm not licensed. All right, but who is? I don't know. I don't know if there is a certified licensed Lego investor. Maybe there is. If there is, hey, if some guru is watching this, is like, there is a profile, you gotta go through this form, fill it out, and submit it to a board, and they have to approve you. Great, send me the link, and I'll go through the process. Okay, that's out of the way. When people ask me why, and I apologize, I'm still overcoming the CUFID. When people ask me what to invest in or how to invest in Lego, and this is what I talk about in my course. Like I said, I'd be a hypocrite if I didn't say, don't pay for somebody's advice. I do have a course. I made this course so I could leave it alone. It's at madmoneyacademy.com. And in one part of my course, what I talk about outside of investing in Lego is like, why? Like how? Like beyond the set, beyond what's in the box, beyond the bricks. Basically is a blanket approach to investing in Lego, how I approach it, so how I would recommend somebody approach it if they were asking me how I approach it. And the way that I approach investing in Lego, here it is, ready? 8 minutes in, here we go, is think like the person who's going to buy the set. So you gotta like get this out of your brain if it's in there. Lego is not this magical thing that just explodes into value because it exists on just the merit of its existence. It is subject to the same limitations and constraints and rules of the marketplace that everything else in existence is subject to. Okay, especially investments. It's true that every set is basically treated like its own stock, its own indexes on a stock exchange. But that's kind of the point, is people invest even in stocks based on the value that they see in that investment, and they're basing that value based on what can that thing offer the market. What are the customers looking for, and how does this solve that need? So when you look at sets, I'm going deep into this. I'm giving you guys a free segment of my training course, all right? But when I go and I look at a Lego set, before I invest in a Lego set, I do check all the things that everybody looks at that does investing. I look at the stats and whatever, the potential trends or whatever. But I don't just leave it there. I don't just say, okay, well, because a website said it's going to go up in value, it's going to go up in value. That's not how I operate. The way I operate is I look at this set and I think, okay, everybody's saying it's going to go up, but why? What about this set is going to drive the value up? It can't just be the theme. So I don't say invest in architecture sets because the theme is just going to go up in value. Just like I wouldn't say invest in Marvel sets because the theme goes up. There's only one real theme that I highly recommend anybody just throw money at, and that is the creator, the creator experts with the cities. The city. But again, the reason why is because of the specific collector that buys those sets. Like people ask, why would somebody spend $1,000 on a Lego firehouse? Because it's cool and it completes their city that they're building in their attic. Okay, that's why. Because the collector that's buying that set is building some sort of diorama and it needs this really old school architecture fireplace, a firehouse set. And they don't want to pick a brick to figure it out. They'd rather just take all that time they're going to save and spend it on that set. That's the worth. Okay, so what are the words? So I don't want to get into all the other sets. We're talking about architecture. So I'm going to drive it back to that. But first I want to say that just because you buy a set that's going to go up in value doesn't mean it's going to age the same way as every other set. And this is another thing that people kind of get lost in is they're like, well, I made more money on this set and I made it a lot faster than I made it in this set, and therefore everything over here is just a bad investment. No, that's not how this works. First of all, you can't predict what the value the set is going to go up and as it's going and exactly when and all that stuff. Like these things, the market will do what the market wants to do. At the end of the day, everything that we say, all of us know-it-alls, all of us experts, everything that we say at the end of the day is still subject to whatever the market decides. Okay, so the market could decide that it's just like it's had enough with firehouses. Doesn't need any more. And that is a risk that we all bear. And this is and so that's why one of the things that I tell people is don't invest in Lego any more than you can afford to lose. Now, that said, it's still a better investment than gold because even if you don't make money on it, you should still be able to break even on it at the end of the day. If you needed to, I mean, it's a great holding cell for your currency. But don't put money into Lego that you cannot afford to just lose. And that's the same for every kind of investment in any kind of industry whatsoever. So why do I disagree with this apparent established rule that architecture is a bad investment? Because there's people that still like architecture. Like a lot of people. Like you still have entire tourist economies. The entire country, every single country in the world relies, their economies rely heavily on tourism. And the vast majority of tourism is people traveling to look at architecture, to look at buildings, to look at statues, to look at landmarks. These are things that people will travel from the entire world to see up front, up close. And when they can't do that, what do? They go and they get a smaller version of it and they put it on their desk. So they don't have to travel the world to go see it. Or they can look at it as motivation for when it's time to go see this thing. Or they go to the location and they buy it there and they bring it home. Like there's a lot of ways that any one of these can find their way to the off a shelf in exchange for a lot of money. Okay? Now, at that point, it's, well, which ones? Which ones do you choose? Because I would agree that, again, just because it says architecture doesn't mean it's going to be a winner. It shouldn't be a loser. Like you got to be like that's another thing I just don't agree with. I do not buy. I buy Legos. What I don't buy is Legos depreciating in value. It happens like once in a very blue moon, not often. What more often than not happens is it just stays at the value that it was, in which case, sell it, get your money back, minus some fees. But what sets would I recommend in architecture? Well, again, you got to think like the person that would buy it. Because you can't and again, I don't know how many different ways to say this. You can't force somebody to buy something just because you decided to invest in it. You can't force somebody to buy a Lego set that you invested in just because you invested in it. If you're going to look at a Lego set to invest in, you got to think about who would be the person that would buy this from you so that you can make some money off of it. And does that person exist? So when I look at architecture sets, what I think about, and goodness gracious, this thing that's holding my phone just insists on moving. Stop moving. Okay, when I look at architecture sets and I think about like which ones I want to invest in, personally, I just think about which places I would like to go, and I keep it simple because I'm not the only person like me on the planet. I know that I'm not that special. So the White House, this is like a no-brainer. It's the freaking White House. Everybody wants to go to the White House. Like everybody goes to the Washington, D.C. and tries to get a tour into the White House. The White House, in my mind, has got to be evergreen. Now, I could be wrong, but in my experience, the White House it's an evergreen product. Now, something you should know is the White House is scheduled to retire at the end of this year. So if you want to get some White House, you need to get on it right now. The Paris. Why Paris? Well, because again, not because of Paris. I don't care about Paris. What I care about the Eiffel Tower. And last I checked, the only other Eiffel Tower that Lego has is like a $700 Eiffel Tower set. Most people are not going to have that, but they might have like $100 to throw at a set that if you would have bought it on sale, you might have got it for 30, 35, 40. I mean, you might be able to double your money if you got this set, because somebody in a few years from now is going to want to go to the Eiffel Tower or want to get a Lego set of the Eiffel Tower, and they just missed it. They missed the ride. They missed the bus. This happens all the time, guys, okay? This is the other thing is like, just because you've been collecting Lego forever doesn't mean that everybody in the universe has been collecting Lego forever. 1 million collectors, I'm pulling that number out of my butt, but thousands of Lego collectors enter the marketplace every single day, brand new. They're missing the bus every single day because they're just now entering the marketplace, and that's where you come in. That's what your investment is about. Your investment is about catching up the new generation of Lego collectors with the sets that they missed out on. So, if they want an affordable Eiffel Tower, this is where they're going to have to get it. That's why I got it. Same thing with the London Bridge. Okay? Tokyo, I'll be honest, I just grabbed it because it's expiring. And I don't know, I might build it myself at the end of the day. The Taj Mahal. It's the freaking Taj Mahal. Now, I don't know when the Taj Mahal retires. I got that on sale, okay? But I know that there are a few things more iconic than the White House, and the Taj Mahal is one of them. So that's why I grabbed it. Collectors are going to want these sets at some point. It may not be as soon as all the other sets that are out there, but someday they're going to raise in value because a collector's going to want them. And the last 2 points. To that point, investing in Lego, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Like, think about variety, because you don't know. You don't know what the market is going to do or whatever. So it's good to have variety, okay? So I don't care if some of my sets appreciate faster than others, as long as they're appreciating. I just want to make sure that I've got my options, okay? So that's why I keep some architecture in my Rolodex. Lastly, one of the challenges in the video that I made last time was about the actual expiration date. So I guess a lot of people are getting expiration dates from websites. That there's a website out there that does like an estimated expiration date based on all the data they're pulling from all the other sets that are out there. And it's pretty darn close. It's pretty darn close to accurate by like a few months. Like maybe anywhere from 3 to 5 months accuracy. That's good. That's pretty good. Because when I got into this, that I didn't have any access to that. I just knew that I needed to take some Legos and throw them in a closet and sit on them for a couple years until they got discontinued, and then wait longer because you have to wait for the market to dissipate. That's not how I get my information. So how I get my information is not on guesswork. And by the way, a lot of that stuff is those websites, they're not pulling when they're retiring. They're pulling when you can't find them anymore. So by the time that you see the date, and I get it, somebody's watching this going, no, there's a website that I have, I know it's exactly the, yeah, I got you. But for the most part, the data that's being pulled is based on you can't find it. So if you're waiting for that website to be like, hey, it's retired, you're out of luck. Okay, that's it. I remember I was watching a video on YouTube. One of the reasons why I created this series, or I started creating this channel, was because there was like a video I saw from a channel of repute. They were like, 10 sets to get now because they're retired. And I'm like, oh, cool. And I looked into it. You can't get them. Like, they're retired. You go and they're gone. It's like, thanks for nothing, guy. And I get it. Like, they just kind of noticed. They noticed that they're getting retired. That's not how I operate. What I like to do is I like to give people at least 6 months. I try to shoot for 12, but at least 6 months of wiggle room to identify sets that are on their way out. Because you got to be able to prepare for them. Like the Millennium Falcon set. That is scheduled to retire this year, guys. But it's a big ticket item. Not everybody has that kind of money. But if you knew that it's going to retire this year, it could give you some time to put some money aside or do the payment plan that Amazon has. I think it still has it, where it's like $50 a month and you can get it. But give you guys options and time to prepare. That's what I'm going for. But when I say something is going to retire, I'm talking about that's when it stops getting produced. So you will probably still see the set on the shelf somewhere for quite some time because they got to sell out. And a lot of times, as I'm seeing, Lego overproduces. And that happens. Every company does that. But they overproduce a set and, it's going to take even more time. And it's not ideal because that's market saturation. But again, thousands of new collectors enter the marketplace every single day. At some point, the market will run out of that product, and you will be the provider of that product, the savior, if you will. And that's when you can sell for your huge markup. At the end of the day, it shouldn't matter. It's going to stop being produced. And that's what I'm telling you. When I say this is set to retire, whatever, I'm saying this is when it's going to stop being produced. No retailer will have access to this. Lego will stop listing it on their website. The distributors will stop sending it to their retailers. The retailers will stop having access to it, and it will run out. It will be gone. Okay, and that's what I'm telling you. So, to whomever was like, no, this isn't. This website that I see says that this is going to be for a while. Yeah, I've seen that before, dude. I've seen that before, where it's like, oh, this set's going to be gone, and this set's retiring in 2020, midway through 2024, and nope, it was gone Christmas of 2022. That's what happens when you're guesstimating. So, look, take it. Yeah, you can take it. You can go from there if you want. I'm just trying to give you the best information as I have it. So that's that. That's kind of. I just wanted to kind of clear the air there. And again, this is great content for me, and it helps me. I mean, thank you you guys for engaging in the video prior, for challenging the content of the video prior, because I'll be honest, this is not easy. Creating a channel and creating content is not easy. So your engagement helps me create content that can help inform you and others out there. It's just good. It's good. A conversation is good. It's always good. So even in this video, you see something you disagree with, you know, whatever, or you have a different insight on it, share it. Leave a comment in this video if you disagree with what you see, or if you like what you see, especially. And also, you know, building the channel. This is a brand new channel. As you can see, I've got like two videos. But I'll be doing more. I got some travel that I'm doing right now, getting ready to do. So the content is a slow build. Bear with me. But hit the bell for notifications. Please subscribe to the channel as I build this out. If you are new to this process of Lego investment, you can hit the link in the description of this video. It's madmoneyacademy.com. That's my course. It's a $50 course, and I update it as needed, but I like to keep it nice and short and sweet, unlike this video. But it's there. And that's it. Yeah, subscribe, like, hit the bell, leave a comment, all that stuff. Thank you guys again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video, where hopefully I'll be showing you some more deals for some great investment opportunities. Until then, peace out.